What is up, everybody? NC.
JC and
We are here with ECW Heatwave 2000. It's summertime, so you need to keep it hot. And with Summer Slam being summer bland, let's go with something actually exciting. So they're starting it off with Jasmine St. Clair.
there you go.
So this is cool. I mean, this shows you where she really got her start with ECW. She's doing a segment with Blue Meanie. He lost a shitload of weight here. What?
Good for him.
150 pounds. It's huge.
Yeah, he looks normal. I mean, he's not a butterball. Well, I mean, he was normal looking back then. Now he's put the weight back on and then some. But oh well,
it happens. I mean, he must have had some early introduction Ozempic, like Mexico fucking off-brand shit back in the day. I'm talking like that shit they don't sell in the open market. He must have had that black market shit to get that thin.
Yeah, Ozempic, yeah.
Whatever it takes. Dude, you'd be surprised. What was it? Mexican ephedrine. That was the thing that people used to cut weight back in the day real quick. Because that's the type of shit they banned it here in America. You can still go get it over in Mexico, and it was strong.
Oh, yeah. So, no, for sure, man. And so right now you got Blue Meanie with Jasmine St. Clair in a bikini. And they're talking to, who's this guy?
Some fucking jobber on the beach. At least he hits the weights. Jasmine looks good. I'll give her that. She gives him a low blow. Blue Meanie shoves him over. They're just punking this dude for no reason, which is great. This is what we need to see more of.
That's awesome, man. Well, see, I miss when wrestling would go on location to different places and not film everything in the same venue.
Blue Meanie getting a piece of that. You got James Mitchell fucking cucking in the background and laughing about it. What is going on here? Dustin the Grim said, best soundtrack in a wrestling game. My picks would be Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, and Day of Reckoning 2. I owned Revenge and WrestleMania 2000. And yeah, Aki is amazing with their soundtracks. I'm going to have to go with 2000. That to me was the one I preferred. What do you think?
I think it's a good one, man. I agree.
Yeah. So right there, man, and that's the thing too, is classic gaming. It has so much to offer these new fans. They play this 2K shit. You don't know what a fucking video game is. 2K is nothing more than press a button and it does a fucking simulated move. Back in the day, you did the move. You were the fucking it boggles my mind how much we steered away from the fun in wrestling games, and now it's just this simulated, boring bullshit. They had 2K26 for free download on Xbox. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna eat up my hard drive with that fucking garbage. Not even to try it.
I don't blame you, man. I mean, you want to put the good stuff on there. I hear you, man. I hear you. So this promo is still going on with James Mitchell. It's on the beach, and so I think it's a really good way to start it out.
It looks cool. I'll give it that. I like the locale. There needs to be more matches on the beach. I would love it if they're going to bring back any franchise pay-per-views from WCW, bring back Bash at the Beach.
Yes. Bash at the Beach, man.
Because fucking Tony only does it once in a blue moon. I'd love it if there's a yearly pay-per-view every summertime where we got a new beach locale each time. You could do Daytona Beach one year. Go ahead and do fucking somewhere in San Diego. I'd love it if they did like Coronado, somewhere along there. Yeah. There's so many good beach locations out there. It just money on the table. I tell you, money on the table, especially in spring.
Leaving lots of money on the
summer.
table.
Exactly. I'm only kind of gay. Wade Pole said, "I want some cream on my face." Well, go ahead and lay on your back and curl your legs up over your head and hope for the best. There you go.
Make sure it's nice and hot.
There you go. There you go. So they're in the Grand Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles. I didn't get here for the beginning. I got there right during the end of the Balls Mahoney match. And the crowd was hot as shit. This is the event where XPW started a fight with ECW live at ringside. So you're going to see some history.
So NC, you were there, right?
Yes, I was here. I went to this ECW event. I love the energy of the crowd. It was fucking hot.
It's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, tell the people what it was like to be at an ECW show.
The energy in the crowd, because that's the thing is, I had been to, at that time, I had been to a WWF show. I had been to a WCW show. And then I went to my first ECW show, and it was something where I had been looking forward to it for a long time because ECW never came out to the West Coast. They were always doing like right in the mid or either east. Always, always, always. So I was like, okay, shit, here's a rare opportunity. So I found out about it, and I saved up for my minimum wage job and got myself some tickets to go see Heatwave with a coworker, and we went up and saw that shit. And yeah, we arrived just in time, really, for the event, and it was like hot energy from the crowd. I have a bird in my memory, like Steve Carino just bleeding all over the place. Jerry Lynn painting dye on his chest. I think it's dye he painted. RVD with the fucking giant fucking Van Terminator that he did. It was just great. A great show overall. High energy from the crowd. People chanting left, right. As you like, if you're watching along with us on YouTube, by the way, you can check the description. Watch along with us on YouTube and see how just wild it was, even towards the tail end. Because ECW, I think, like had maybe 6 months to a year left in it before it capsized. And this shows you, like, even as they were getting picked left and right by WWE and WCW, there was still a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of good wrestlers still left in there. Just saying. They still had RVD, so I'll give them that.
Yep. Oh yeah, man. It was still awesome even back then. Even in its dying days, ECW was awesome. And like people got to remember, just like now, like in WCW's dying days, a lot of chaos going on. But my opinion, I think that ECW in its dying days was more entertaining. My opinion.
Well, for me, let's face it, the one that we really, really liked is Heatwave. I think we did a Heatwave 98 with Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome. That was the one that we actually covered in the past. I just wanted to cover a different Heatwave. And this one, having Cyrus is a registered sex offender. Front and ringside on pay-per-view. Love that shit. That's awesome.
And that was what the fans were like back then. They were wild. They were crazy. They were fun. If the fans were like that, wrestling would not be the pit of garbage that it is today. No, wrestling would be awesome because the fans would demand awesomeness and they'd have to deliver it. Because the companies that own wrestling nowadays, for the most part, they're greedy. Look at WWE.
Oh yeah.
Look at TNA.
I mean, and a lot of it has to do with the fact, let's face it, if Triple H had Daddy Vince's money, he would give them the bargain basement show that they want. He would cut the ticket prices because he's a lowballer. And like that was obvious, like with NXT. NXT was a money pit, even though he was offering cheap-ass tickets. Those were the cheapest WWE events we ever went to, was when Triple H was pricing for NXT. I will say that much. And a lot of it was because he didn't have to worry about footing the pay bill. Daddy Vince would. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing, is like back in the day, NXT, you go to an NXT house show like we did where we are at in San Diego, kind of like a fucking talk. They were, I gotta keep it real. They were kind of fun, like a little bit.
In the beginning.
Yeah, like yes. 2017, 2018, they were kind of fun. Towards the end, 2019, it was just dead.
Dude, remember the fucking disgusting fat piece of shit we were next to, and then the pedo school shooter on the other side? When we started seeing crowds like that, we're like, I think we should stop going to these events. I don't think we fit the crowd, just saying.
Nah, man, because it was just like it in the beginning. I remember like when we first went, the crowds were just normal for the most part. I mean, yeah, there were a lot of weirdos there, but there were some like a mix of like weirdos and normal people. And as time goes on, 2018, 2019 specifically, man, the fans were fucking weird. And you notice, too, that there was a lot less people in attendance, and the people that were there were the weird ones.
Cyrus is a meat smuggler. These signs are in the front row. Cyrus, oh my God, both of those signs in the front row. And here we have Don Fallis in the ring with Joel Gertner cutting a passionate promo. He's always looks like a douchebag. Even with like a long head of hair, he's always looked like a douchebag.
Now he just looks like a penis. You know?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's awesome. Nikita is 27 years old. This is what I'm saying. This woman has an unbelievable upside if she can keep herself healthy. I want to see her and the way that we recommend, take a year or two off, be a top level valet, bring her up to the main roster. We were talking about that, needing more valets. I even think like, I hate to see it, Lainey Reed, she's not the best wrestler, break her off, be a valet. She probably could be really good at that. I would start doing that even for like Carmen Petrovic, bring her up, make her a valet. A lot of these chicks who Triple H is like, oh, I'm not sold on the work rate. Be sold on how much money they can make you from just being hot. I mean, just those 3 women alone blow away Maxine Dupree. Just blow her away and make her look like shit. And that's the problem too. With the potential for valets out there, we can get rid of some of these trash bags we got in the main roster.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say something about Maxine Dupree. Maybe it's just me, but she's not my cup of tea. I don't know. Like I like my women a little bit more curvier than that. You know, just my opinion. And I also don't like it when they don't have horse teeth. You know.
It's the big teeth and the flat chest. Yeah, that's just our preference. If you like really, really slim chicks, that's all on you. That's good. Enjoy.
More power to you.
More power to exactly. Just not our cup of tea. So, I don't know if they cross paths in ECW just because I think she was already signed to WWE. Back in the SA Rios days, like '96, right? It was early, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. It's like something like that. I really feel like that was, that was more so in the early days, and I don't think they ever crossed paths. Maybe they did. Who knows? I
don't think so. God, man, I know it's a little bit off topic, but it has been so freaking hot where I'm at right now, dude. It is like brutal. Maybe it's the humidity. That's what I think it is. I think there's more humidity, so I'm feeling the heat more than I normally would.
Yeah. No, I'm happy that there's people out there putting out Christian music. I'm not very familiar with the guys. I just had to look them up. But if that's what they're doing and they're popular, that's good. They're spreading the message, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing too, is I'm always skeptical. Like when I heard that like Jelly Roll was a Christian, and I see him, being a cheater and doing all this other shit. I'm like, come on, man, don't be one of those people.
Nah, he's a phony. And you can kind of see it. You can just kind of see it. Like you don't get to become that big in the music industry if you're rolling with Christ. Like there ain't no way. Nah, he's jelly rolling with Satan. That's what he is.
That's right. And well, you can tell by the fact that his wife was a witch. Anybody who looks into it's like his family. Yeah, he was married to a witch, and she was a hooker, a stripper before that. So just saying, probably both. Who knows? Who knows? Definitely a stripper though.
Yep. No, for sure, man.
Yeah.
All right. So Gertner and the Jackal are still cutting this promo.
Dude, right now, I'm surprised that they're not throwing shit at these two. Poor Joey Styles having to sit here and be quiet while these two fucking loafs talk on the mic. Come on, man.
I mean, if I were Joey Styles, I'd just start knocking him out.
Dude,
start swinging, man.
For those that don't know, Joey Styles, he got the power. So he knocked out JBL cold in a street fight back in the day. And it was, RVD was asked about it by Sean Oliver during a U shoot. He's like, did you ever want to knock out JBL? He's like, I didn't have to, Yeah, Joey Styles did it for me. And I was like, okay, all right.
That's the thing, man, is you can't read a book by its cover. You can't judge a book by its cover. No, you gotta, like, some people, like, they could just look normal, look like a corporate guy, but they know how to fight. Like, that's the thing. It's like, you can't always judge a book by its cover.
So what do you think of Jonah Hill? He was saying in an interview recently, he's like, yeah, I'll kick the shit out of anybody. I'll take all fucking 3 of you on the stage right now. Don't underestimate me. I train. I'm doing jujitsu.
Let's see it.
And I'm just thinking, dude, even if he lost the weight, dude, you're a little Hollywood pussy. Like, that's the thing. It's like, from what I know, like, even Maynard, he's good at jiu-jitsu, but he had to tell his coach, he's like, dude, every time you put me in there, these people are trying to go out and try to take my head. I'm just trying to roll, But no, they're trying to make a name for themselves taking Maynard's head. So, now, I get it. That's how it is. But he's probably having protected competition. You step into a real competition, for gold or whatever, nah, Jonah would get crushed. I can tell you that much.
For sure, man. For sure.
Okay, so what is that? They got the FBI in the ring. Okay, so here's Balls. Balls is coming to the ring. Hugely over. I gotta say Great Malenko. Just because it was cool to see them really blow up at that time. My first was Riddle Box, but then when I saw Great Malenko blow up through the MTV scandal and the scandal going on with Disney, that was really cool. And overall, I just think it's a better album because I think it ties more to their rap roots, which I prefer. Yeah. So, just saying.
No, I'm the same way, but I love them both.
They're both good. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Well, because they offered something original with both albums, and I think the metal twist that they did with Jekyll, I think, worked well.
Well, what like me personally, and I think you feel the same way. But like back then with the first 6 Joker's cards, they did a better job of telling stories than ICP's newer stuff. Like their newer stuff is still good, but I feel like they did a much better job with the storytelling back in their earlier albums.
Well, it felt like there was more drive and more motivation, because and even look at the little albums you had in between. You had like Tunnel of Love, which was a great EP. That was amazing. You had Bazaar, great set of albums right there. Wizard of the Hood, another really good storytelling CD. Trying to think of Psychopathics from Outer Space. There was just so much good like intermediate storytelling, even in between the Joker's cards, and even the shit they did with their side artists, working with Blaze, working with Twisted, working with ABK, just a lot of good shit at the time. Like the late 90s, 2000s were magical for ICP.
They were. They were on, dude, they were on fire. Yeah. They were just on fire one after another. There's new stuff that's still good, but just to me, I love their older. I love everything from fucking what was the Beverly? What's the first one?
Well, yeah, you got Dog Beats.
Beats. There you go.
Yeah, you got Dog Beats. You got Beverly Kills. Kills is great. That's another one. Ringmaster. And then of course Carnival Carnage. All in between. I know I fucked up the order on that, but you get it.
Carnival Carnage, Ringmaster, Riddle Box, Amazing. Great Malenko, Amazing Joker Brothers.
The first and second Dark Lotus are amazing. And even the one with Mars on it before they cut him off and replaced him with ABK was still a good album. But if I have to pick between the two though, I'm going to go with Riders, because you can play Riders around other people and they're like, who the fuck are these guys? Wow.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Now they do gangster rap better than the gangsters. I'll say that much.
They do. Well, they're underrated, man. They really are. Like I've seen people thumb their nose at ICP when you play it in front of them. But I'm like, dude, like you gotta understand what they're going for. It's comedy. It's storytelling. It is rap skill. Also, it's everything combined into one. They're giving you a lot more than just rapping.
Well, and when you hear Psychopathic Riders, you really hear how even at an older age, people think he's past his prime. No. Shaggy and Jay can still deliver bars, and they're still really good. I got great timing, everything. I think people greatly underestimated them. And even their ciphers that they've been doing lately are still pretty cool too. So, it's pretty awesome. What was it? Catman was saying, thoughts on Twisted Blaze and APK doing a Dark Lotus album without ICP. It's Timu. It's not the real shit. If you don't. That's what pissed me off. Is like you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna give shout out to Jay and Shags, and say I hope they're doing well in their neighborhood and all this shit, and your Psychopathic Writers ripoff, and then you're gonna do a Dark Lotus ripoff too. Nah, what they're doing is they're pressing too much and they're trying to make too much money off of ICP, because they know without ICP they're nothing. I'm sorry. They have a lot of talent, but ICP gave them that gimmick. They're the ones who gave them that gimmick and really gave them the spotlight. Hate to say it. And look at what ICP is doing now with these gatherings. Still doing fucking crazy numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Twisted, not so much. I'm just saying.
I mean, like, Twisted, from what I can remember, Twisted was the first signing to Psychopathic Records. Like, they were the first act that they had signed, if I'm correct.
They had like other act, like they had Joe Steady come on and do some shit with them. Rude Boy did a track or two. Then they had Twisted, they had Zug Island, Blaze You Dead Homie, ABK, Boondock shortly after. Yeah, and then they did a couple signings after that. But it's like I don't know. I agree with what he has to say. Dustin was saying
for sure I agree.
Right. Dustin said, I'm sorry. I got money that says Punk will be at the AAA show as an FU to Tony Khan. Not a big AEW fan, but even I can see that TK needs to ditch the live and live and let live stuff and get ruthless.
Yes.
From what I've heard, that I don't know if you saw, but Rey Mysterio was talking about doing some sort of fucking stupid lucha bullshit tournament where the winner faces Roman Reigns. I don't see the point of that, because you're just going to lose. It's like, none of them are going to beat Roman Reigns for the title. I'm sorry.
Well, no, but like the point of it is that they're trying to they're trying to pressure AEW because AEW is going to have All Out in Chicago, I think.
So petty. Like, and it's
Yeah.
so fucking petty. Because, I mean, even if Ray Phoenix does win it, he's just going to get crushed by Roman. So it's like, do we really want to see Roman put on a 25-minute banger with Ray Phoenix? Fuck no. Nobody does.
Well, nobody does. But the thing about it, like, it's them clearly trying to pressure and compete against AEW. And AEW can either do one of two things. You can either roll over and take it, or you could fight back. Now, they should fight back. We've been saying that that Tony needs to be fighting back, not to this whole like Mr. Nice Guy bullshit. What's it gotten you? What's this Mr. Nice Guy bullshit gotten you, Tony Khan? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Puerto Rico wrestling fans don't compare to ECW wrestling fans. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. I've seen a couple IWA shows. And yeah, they get crazy down there. They can get real crazy down in Puerto Rico. But in America, they get more vulgar, in my opinion. They get really excited in Puerto Rico, though. I'll say that much. Justin was saying, I first saw Iron Maiden back in 2019. Raven's Edge and Fozzy opened. Wow, okay. I'm going to go see them again this year. Megadeth and Anthrax are opening. I think I got my band's front woman into Maiden. That's good. You guys should do some Maiden covers, especially, with Bruce Dickinson and his high range. Chick can do that shit. So I'm just saying, that's a good idea.
It's awesome, man. It's the way to do, man.
So we got, C.W. Anderson coming out to ringside. I don't even think this guy is related to Arn Anderson. He just kind of looks like him from like 50 feet away, maybe 100.
He just looks like an egg in a singlet. He's like, all right, I'll call myself C.W. Anderson and I'll wrestle in ECW and no one will give a fuck about me. But
Good
damn
enough.
it, I will have had a match in ECW and that's all I needed to do. It's like, nah, man, you gotta aspire for more.
Well, this pisses me off because you had this woman coming out wearing maybe like 2 inches of clothing, and he shoves her to the back. Nobody wants to see your boring fucking work rate wrestling. They want to see the chick. Come on, dude.
Right. I mean, at least the chick is a draw. Like, who's this guy? Like, who's he gonna draw? Gay dudes?
Like something like that. So yeah. Oh, Dory Funk Jr. R.I.P. Did not know about that. Cool. Wow, that sucks, man. Shit.
Made it to the
made it to
85 made it to 85 years old, made it to the promised land, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a long life. Yeah.
The thing about fasting, man, don't do it for too long. Don't do it for more than 3 days. And don't do it all the time because then you fuck up your kidneys. So yeah, so as I can say, 2 days is perfect and you will be fine. So I'm going to start working out and I plan to look for a girlfriend and move out of my family's house. I'm 21, by the way. Please pray for me. Bro, what are you worrying about? You're 21. You still got the world ahead of you. You're young as fuck, dude. Be more optimistic, please. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, if that was the only event held on the West Coast, I'm glad I went. I'm really glad I went. Just saying.
It's a smart decision. I mean, you got to go to the only ECW show on the West Coast.
The only one.
Out of all the ones you went, and you were smart to have gone.
Very.
All right, so I made a tweet the other day. And see, did you see the tweet?
I haven't been on X lately, man. I'm sorry. What's going on?
All right. So I made a tweet saying, because I watched Raw. I was like, you know what? Let me check it out. The Raw after SummerSlam. Let's see what happens. Mm-hmm. So I watched the show, and the one thing that I noticed was that there was no silliness of the show at all. No Danhausen, no silliness. The promos felt different. The show felt different. Much more serious, more drama, and the show ended with a cliffhanger. And I made a tweet on X, and I said, you know what? I asked the question, was Raw booked by Paul Heyman? And I think what happened was, I think Triple H and Paul Heyman worked together to book that Raw. And I think that what happened was they got heat from Netflix over that last show. Because if you remember, we were talking about it on the news of like the Netflix executives left right after that Danhausen segment. And then sure enough, the following week, there's no Danhausen and there's no silliness. I think Netflix got on their ass after that. And I think that changes needed to be made. I think that they need to get rid of Triple H entirely. Like, things will not change until you get rid of him. So, yeah.
Well, let me ask you, what makes you think that Paul Heyman was behind the show?
Just the format of the show, the layout. It ended in a cliffhanger. The promos were, like, the dialogue for the promos was a lot better than what it normally is. There was a lot of drama intensity in the show, or more so than usual. The show felt different entirely. Like it felt like if you've seen Paul Heyman's booking, this show had his fingerprints all over the show. And sure enough, everything that he was involved with, like Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Obafemi, Braun Breaker, were heavily featured throughout the show.
So, now from what I heard, LA Knight had a prominent spot on the show.
He did against Roman, yeah.
So is this something you think that we should start covering from now on?
I think we should give it another week. What I am seeing is a lot of people saying online is that it was a much better Raw than normal. Or there are some people saying it was the best Raw of the year.
Oh, suck a dick.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think you can't judge it off 1 week. You really gotta wait a month. I mean, we found that out with TNA. It's like, yeah, you can have 3 good weeks, and then like once they go live, it down the fucking shitter with Santino Marella goofing it up and shitty lighting and bad audio.
Well, here's my thing about TNA and why it's really hard for me to get invested in it, because they have no real longevity with the stars they've invested in. When you're letting Mike Santana, Steve Macklin, Mara Sade, looks like Trey Miguel is next, and just all let them go. And you invested so much time and energy into them. Why? What's the point? What's the point of investing all that time and energy if you just throw it away? You threw away a main eventer, 2 main eventers, actually. Mara Sade could have been a diamond in the rough if they kept on at her. I would have offered her a lowball contract. Just saying. All right, JC, you still there? Okay, I guess he blipped out for a bit.
Here you were.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I think you cut out for a second.
Okay, so yeah. I don't know, man. If Paul Heyman was behind it, that's cool. I really hope they start doing more of that and they don't one shot it. Like TNA, they've been doing a lot of one shots. Just saying. Yeah,
where it's not consistent. I think we're looking for consistency here.
Right.
And they got to deliver, man. I think with SummerSlam, the horrible and that's true, man. Is that we should have called that out in live time, but we just got caught up in a lot of things that were going on. They did not announce a sellout. They didn't announce what the tickets were. They normally do that for the stadium shows. Not once do they announce. That's how you know that they're shitting right now. That's how you know that even TKO is probably getting on their ass and saying, hey, this shit needs to be turned around. What do we do? I think they're looking for other voices on creative. I think they know that creative is the problem. They may be aloof and out of touch, but they're not stupid. Ari Emanuel, Mark Shapiro, Nick Khan, these are not stupid people. They know what the problem is. It's just they've given Triple H so much to take care of. Because look at all that Triple H does. If you were to hire an individual person for each of those roles, it would cost you way more money than just having Triple H do it all.
Yeah, but he's such a fuck. I get why they keep him around because of it would massively lower the locker room morale if they took him out, and you would have to replace a lot of people. I get that. But what I'm saying is you could form like a dream team of sorts with Brian Gewirtz, Paul Heyman, Jeremy Barash, Shawn Michaels, and then just pull up people from other brands or bring in other people, ex-wrestlers or whatever, to run these other brands. NXT, you don't need really anybody solid. I wouldn't put Gabe Sapolsky there because he fucking sucks. He's lucky to have a job.
Right.
But yeah, bring up an ex-wrestler that's not doing anything right now with a great mind. Preferably like Arn Anderson. Have him run NXT. Fuck it, you get the old wrestler mind, but still, I think he would actually look for stars. So yeah, something like that,
Yeah, no, for sure. One of the things that I would be, if I were them, I would be focusing on whoever the head of creative is going to be. It needs to be announced publicly, more as like a PR thing to let fans know, hey, there's been a change of guard. You got to have somebody in that role that's going to get the fans excited. I don't think putting Shawn Michaels in that role will get them oh shit, I got to see what this is. It's going to be oh, this is the guy that ran NXT. Oh, okay. I think with Paul Heyman, there's a little bit of intrigue there for them. And if this was his show that he booked, and I will say that he was heavily featured on the show as well, in the back, in backstage segments, it's a better show, but it's what the problem is? It's same old shit. Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan.
A lot of work rate, bro.
Bloodline.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to see a lot of work rate. And that's the thing about Paul Heyman is you're not going to see anything new and creative from him as far as storylines. You're just going to see continuation of other shit. Now, great. They brought back, I think, Becky Lynch and Vakir, and they're trying to do something with that. That's great. But at the same time, I think you need a boost and you need a dream team. And like I said, it's not just Shawn Michaels. You got Shawn Michaels, you got Undertaker, you got Barash, you got Gewirtz. That's a dream team that anybody would not be able to scoff at. I'm sorry. Especially, I'm not sure.
It's a great one.
Well, yeah. I'm not sure if you saw what happened with Undertaker, but he's tired of doing the podcast bullshit. Free up more time, dude. I say free up more time. Start transitioning him over to the main roster where he could do some damage. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels as the head of creative. I think a lot of people will be like, whoa, let's see what these guys got. Just saying.
I think with NXT though, like what I'm looking at is like who's going to be the main filter, because like even in the Attitude Era with like Vince McMahon, he was the main filter. The Vince Russo Ed Ferrara product was filtered through Vince McMahon. I think a lot of fans will look at it from the standpoint of who's the filter. Like right now, Triple H is the filter, and the filter is god awful. So I'm wondering if like what filter is going to get the most excitement from the fans and get them to like want to buy tickets and buy merchandise and get.
All right, I think I had a blip out on your end, but no, Undertaker's a great wrestler. That's something I can't take away from him. He's an amazing wrestler who really has done a lot for the. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it,
No,
man. You cut out for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I just think that Paul Heyman would get the most amount of fan excitement out of Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, just because. Well, and not only that, but like Undertaker as a booker, like what's he done? Shawn Michaels, what's he done that's so great? Like at least with Paul Heyman, I could say he created a company that still to this day has a cult following. You know, like that's the thing that I would be looking at.
At the same time, Shawn Michaels had his nuts cut off by Triple H as soon as he got down there for the CW deal. So I personally think 2.0 had a lot of promise. Yeah, it was goofy as fuck. He didn't have the best roster, but he did the best he could, you know. So I'll give it that. Thoughts on autism and ADHD? It's part of society, dude. A lot of people have different things going on right now. You just need to be patient with them. You need to be patient as possible and realize that everybody's fighting something, you know, whether they may not have it visible or not. Just saying.
Sure.
So.
Well, so my question is, am I cutting out? Like, who's cutting out? Is the JCNC? Because I may need to go reset my connection if I'm cutting out.
Okay, just on my end, it's been you. But yeah, from if we could hear from the comments. But yeah. Would WWE buy IWA Puerto Rico from Savio Vega, replace it with having NXT run live events and PR in addition to their FL? I don't know if they would, and the big reason why is, and that's just coming from me because I haven't seen enough Puerto Rican talent. I don't see enough Puerto Rican crossover talents. I could think of like the Colon brothers mainly being the top Puerto Rican talent, but I can't.
And see, I'll be right back.
Sure, man. Yeah, but I can't really think of anything else coming out of Puerto Rico. Maybe you got some good deathmatch wrestlers. I don't know, man. But if you could like let me know who's good in Puerto Rico besides them, I don't know anybody else. Just saying. All right, so back to the show. They got Roadkill. He's just slamming motherfuckers left and right. Big talented motherfucker. Taking Simon Dean, throws him to the rope, slams him down. So just a random 6-man tag. So we can go with something else for the time being. Yeah, I didn't see much of Raw, but what I can tell you for one is they definitely need a change in the booking. They need new talent. And I can tell you for one, I hate to say it, Big Cass, he's not that. So I saw a little bit of his clip, you know, and I saw what Michael Cole reacting to him when he beat the shit out of Javon Evans. And just Corey Graves is silent at the desk. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, I mean, was he banging Carmella? Like, I don't know if there was something going on behind the scenes, but it seemed like Graves was a little off put by that. I don't know. But that's the thing is you can't bring back Big Cass without Enzo. You got to have both of them. Now, granted, Big Cass looks great. You know, he was in great shape when he showed back up. But what are you going to do with him? He doesn't have a mouthpiece. He doesn't have a valet. Unless they bring back Carmella, just saying. But I don't know if Corey would be too cool with that, just saying. So, I don't know. I just don't think Big Cass without Enzo is going to work on the main roster. Especially by himself. He's not bad on the mic, but it's not enough to carry the character, which really was nothing to begin with. The whole character was basically the silent big man, with Enzo being the talking piece. And you take away the talking piece, and you have a silent big man. Who's not really much better on the mic. And sounds like a stretched out New Jersey version of Johnny Gargano. That's what you get. It's not much better, just saying. I would hope that Becky would retire. She really needs to retire. We're tired of it. She just won her welcome. That's the biggest thing about Becky Lynch is I think she's worn her welcome. And I don't know, knowing her, she would probably try to be a coach or something in the back. something where she could still infiltrate the system, kind of like Bailey's doing. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I am happy for Liv Morgan, though. She's still staying on top, still looking good on TV. And I think that she's one of the best females out there right now. You know, you can say what you want about her, but, you know, you can call her Mid Morgan, whatever, Maga Morgan, whatever the fuck you want to say, but she looked good, you know? Stephanie looked great as well. It was good to see both of them come back, or at least Stephanie come back, look great against Liv Morgan. So, fuck yeah. Definitely looking good there. So, I'm just hoping that WWE does something to pick up the steam right now, because coming out of summer, you need fresh changes. If Paul Heyman was one of those changes, that's a good thing. But SmackDown is fucking dead in the water. What the fuck are they going to do with SmackDown?
Well, that's the thing, is like even adding Punk in there, it didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I think with SmackDown, I think USA Network for the most part they're fine with it. They may not be the happiest, but they're fine with it because it's still by far and away outdrawing everything else on that network. So they're probably like, you know, okay, but you know, they probably want more viewership than this, but I don't know. I think they're okay. I think with Netflix, I think they were probably pissed off after last week, especially with the executives being in attendance at that LA show. They were like, never again with this Danhausen crap. Now, I could be wrong, and you could see Danhausen all over the place on next week's show, but I think they probably got the message loud and clear. I think with the ticket sale problems for SummerSlam and everything else, I think they got the message loud and clear. And even TKO was like, yeah, we need to do something to fix this. And Mark Shapiro even mentioned something about they need to do something about fan excitement, that they're having a problem with fan excitement. Yeah, look at the creative.
Why did you just start putting laughing gas through the vents? You know, go full on Joker with this shit. You got to do something drastic at this point.
Something.
Oh, no, we covered it on Wrestling Fans Being Idiots. Make sure you check that out on Rumble. It's the featured video at the top of our Technical Work Rate Productions account. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. And yes, we have a great time with these MAGA haters, these MAGA Morgan haters. God, there's so many of them. And if you're a cool one, you know who you are. You're all right with us. But, dude, all the rest of them that just, like, go for any reason to make her look bad, you're fucking weird and we don't like you. Please. Get a fucking life. And I love it how the main account that's always going after, what's the username? Useless loser. You can't make this shit up.
Nope. Well, it's just like there's got to be other things to do with your life than ranting about Liv Morgan every day. I mean, come on. Like Liv Morgan's just some cute blonde chick on Raw that is like kind of annoying but kind of hot. Like she's there. She's doing her thing. Like let her be. You know, let her do her thing on Raw, and I don't know. You don't have to hyper obsess on her every day. I mean, come on. You get just like live and let live.
Well, here's the thing with Liv and with most women promos. Just put it on mute.
Yeah,
put it on mute, and you'll be way more entertained. Especially Liv Morgan. You know, you just put it on mute. You'll be way more entertained. I like to hear Chelsea's promos though, so I'll leave it on for hers. But for most of them, nah, I put it on mute. You don't need to hear that shit.
Nah, put it on mute. Or if you're watching it after it aired, just fast forward through it.
That's another one. Skip. Skip through.
Makes it easier to watch the show. Just skip through it, man.
Well, and that's the thing is it doesn't matter. Like, here's the thing is anybody can be conservative or date a conservative person or have conservative friends, and immediately these fucking weird nerds will label you a MAGA or a Trump supporter. I don't think she is. I don't think she has how would she fit in that well in the locker room if she was a Trump supporter? Look at all the fucking psycho liberals back there. She's a witch, too. So she obviously ain't no fucking Trump supporter. I'm just saying.
Nah, I don't think she is. I think her boyfriend might be, or her boyfriend's parents might be. As far as her and her boyfriend, I don't know. I don't think so. Nah. Nah.
So all right. So they got Dawn Marie backstage. She's literally making the jackal nut in his pants by touching him. Did you see him go? Oh. You could see the butt head early on.
You want to touch my thingy?
Say cop the fell. I'm telling you, Alexander, I'm 100% with you. I want Sega to make an actual new console. Because that's the thing, too, is I don't know if you heard, they're actually releasing games on the Sega Genesis. Like 8-bit Sega Genesis games coming out in fucking, or 16-bit coming out in 2026. It's weird. I don't know, like some homebrew shit. But anyways, nah, I want to see a real system from Sega. Let's bring it back, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So they got New Jack coming out on crutches right now, doing Undertaker pace on this slow ass fucking ramp, taking his time. And I don't know if you ever saw New Jack's website back in the day, it had a roadmap of all of his injuries.
Huh.
I don't even think Sabu compared.
Nah.
Or Mick Foley for that matter. I'm just saying, dude, this guy, he's at it all and more.
Nah, New Jack he was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was crazy. He was a violent guy, man. You didn't want to mess with him. Oh, shit.
The Baldies are fucking his shit up. They're not even waiting. They don't even care if he can't wrestle. They're coming in here to beat his ass. Stomping him down.
They're stomping him down. They're beating the crap out of him.
So if this is that's what I'm saying, is Paul Heyman, one thing I'll give him credit for is that at least back in the day, he was very good at creating new characters and taking jobbers like these two guys in the ring, the Baldies, and at least giving them purpose. So if he can do that on a modern day roster, I would love that, because there's so many people on the main roster that have no fucking purpose whatsoever. It's like, what are you doing with Ethan Page other than just fat dude who's a mid-carder and beats dudes for no reason like Javon Evans? Like, what do you do with him?
Right, and there were people saying, like, they're jobbing out Ethan Page. I'm like, so what? Good.
Well, and I don't know if you heard, but he's like, yeah, I want to make sure that the ego part is taken out of my song because I hate chantalogs. It's so corny and cheap. In other words, he doesn't want people chanting ego at him. He already knows where it's going to go.
Oh,
he already knows.
He knows. And hopefully they go in that direction. You know what? I want Triple H being a total douchebag and like, yeah, let's make fun of him. Let's have people call him Ego Ethan Page.
Hey, you know what? Let's put a couple plants in the audience and have them throw waffle bras at him.
Yeah, throwing waffles at him. That'd be great, dude. Oh, man. Hey, Triple H, I know you're a fucking meathead douchebag. Do it. Do it. Have some Mark Plant in the crowd throwing waffles at him. That would be epic TV. That'd be all, like, everybody would be talking about it.
Dude, and make him wear the waffle bra on TV. Have him pick it up and fucking put it on. And like, you gotta bring in a real dickhead GM. Like a real fucking asshole GM. Like, I would bring in Eric Andre and just give him a steady supply of cocaine and be like, you're the new GM. Get it done.
Yes. Or, like, if they had to go from within company,
sure.
Both Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller has been very impressive lately in NXT. I will say it's been nice just having him with an open mic where he has all the TV time and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's all yawning during Mike Santana's promo. But dude, how refreshing is it seeing two top-level talents like that in NXT doing a promo battle?
It makes NXT better. It helps. I mean, like, it's good to see because, like, they needed something. It couldn't have been all like the women being entertaining, because that's not enough. You need to have a balance of like entertaining men and entertaining women. And I'm sorry, human waterbeds like Mason Rook and boring Japanese fucks like Naraku are not going to be what's entertaining. No, you got to bring in the entertainment. You got to bring in Mike Santana, even if you got to call like some stupid name like Cruz Montana, whatever. You got to bring in entertaining people. So you know what? More the merrier. Bring in Steve Macklin. Bring in Eric Young. Fuck it. Like, Eric Young may sound like he drinks battery acid,
sure,
but you know what? He's entertaining.
Well, not only that, but Eric Young is one of those guys that can really use as a coach and a mentor backstage because of all the years he has in the industry. You know, you need good locker room leaders like that. I think Eric Young would be a good one. And I know a lot of people would look down on having an old guy in developmental. If they're actually useful, unlike Sean Spears, what's the problem? Get rid of Sean Spears, replace him with Eric Young, I say.
There you go.
You know,
right there, man. Yeah. What do you need? What do you need Sean Spears for? And if I'm correct, so Sean Spears is 45.
Yeah, he's old as shit.
How old is Eric Young?
Not only that, but Eric Young is way better of a promo than him. Even with the gargling battery acid voice, still a way better promo, better actor. I just think he has more to offer. I'm just saying.
No, he does. I think he's got a lot more to offer. He's not as stale as Sean Spears. He is a year older, but you know what's funny is that both of them are younger than CM Punk.
That's fucking insane when you really look at it.
I know.
You got this beat up old meth head just dominating the top of pro wrestling and refusing to let it go. And this is my whole point. It's like, you've already held the world title. You did it at WrestleMania. You've already been at the top of the mountain. Just retire. What more? Like, does he owe a lot in taxes? And well, like, where's this need to have all this money? and be this rich. You know, he's always been one of those guys that doesn't like the limelight, doesn't really like traveling. It feels like he's being forced to do this. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong. I think, you know, it's, you know, pussy ain't free, you know?
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. It feels like almost like a Mayweather situation where like he was dodging taxes and now he has to work. Even though he should be retired, he has to work just to pay the taxes. I don't think it's a tax situation, but it makes me wonder what the fuck is going on with CM Punk. He should already be well enough paid. Not only that, but he's got a career in Hollywood on the side. He's got enough avenues, I think, especially as like a side MMA co-host or whatever. He could get a radio job. This guy could have opportunities for talking once he retires easily. So my whole point is, why do you think he still feels the need to work? Do roids, do all this shit. Be at his peak, so to speak, at 48. Why do you think he still feels the need to do this?
Probably because, like, no matter what he does, he feels insecure about himself. It's why he's so sensitive. I just think that he's just very, very insecure. I think he had a really bad upbringing. He didn't deal with it properly, didn't get the right treatment, counseling that he needed, and the way he's doing it, and his WWE career on the first run didn't really end in a satisfactory way for him. So, you know, he's really getting everything he can out of this. I think he knows that his body is going to break down at some point, and he's not going to be able to go anymore. And so, on it, like, my opinion, I think Saudi Mania might be his last show.
It could be. I mean,
or maybe like a Chicago show after that.
It could be. I mean, it could be a situation like that where that is his last show. We'll see what happens. Brock's done, though. Brock's not coming back, so that's for dang sure.
Yeah.
Dustin was saying someone is making a Genesis version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's looking great. And that's awesome.
Nice.
I like that people are doing shit like that. I'm not sure if you've ever played Symphony of the Night. I own it, but man, that is, without question, the best Castlevania game.
It's awesome.
I think I had to stop and like pause it like 10%. You know, when the castle flips upside down and you're doing the upside down castle, I got like maybe 10% in and I'm like, okay, I'll come back to this sometime later. I'm like, this is too fucking hard. It's a fun issue. It's so hard. Fun though. It's so fucking fun.
It's fun, man. Yeah, you're right. It is fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Go for it, man.
No, you're good. So, yeah, they got this. Who's the guy in the Flash costume?
That is Supernova.
Supernova.
So that's you remember, I think it's Simon Dean, the workout dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
So they got Tubby Dreamer on Tubby promo right now.
Tubby Creamer is with his fucking homemade ECW shirt. His voluptuous G-cup tits are busting out of the shirt.
I mean, even back then, he was a thick boy.
Dude, the love handles. Where this is around the time that Raven said that he was at a McDonald's and he saw him eat 25 Big Macs back to back.
Well, and those were 19.
I'm sorry, you just bleeped out, man. So yeah, I'll see you soon on that. So how would I react? Where was it? How would I react if it came out that CM Punk was secretly MAGA? LOL. I would have a field day with that. We would have a field day with that. We would greatly enjoy that shit.
That'd be fun. That'd be so fun. I think my ISP is effing up right now.
Yeah, it's a little blippy. So yeah, we'll do what we can tonight for you guys. But yeah, hopefully everything will be better tomorrow. So yeah, this shit happens on both our ends, man. It's unavoidable and completely random, which sucks.
It's out of my control.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. Well, and you know what sucks too is on our region. What I think is really going towards it is all the wildfires, man. Those wildfires are fucking shit up and left and right, dude. All that, just the dry heat combined with all the dry brush, not a good mix.
No, and it's making it hard to host shows. Damn it, because like you want to go live, you want to have your internet connection going strong, and nope, you get fucking interruptions.
The best is when it goes all robot and you're like, ding,
oh god, man, it's you know what? Like honestly, you should be able to sue the crap out of these ISPs for service interruptions like this, because like it should be a crime to have it go down this much.
You know what I would love it if a lot of these cable providers, if they got in touch with some sort of Starlink ripoff. And, you know, because I've seen a lot of people, they have leases that they could do with Starlink where they could use the satellites and just own their own off-brand, so to speak. I would love to see some sort of leasing agreement with these satellites as backups. So if the cable goes down, it immediately reverts over to satellite usage. And just keep it like maybe $10 a month extra for that satellite backup.
Worth it.
Yeah, I think so. Shit, because that's the thing too. If you got like 14-year-old kids finding back doors to fucking Starlink where you could still use the satellites and do it on the legal, what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying?
For sure, man. Absolutely. Well, it's like that, and that's why you're never gonna you're never really gonna stop them. It's like the UK trying to like limit like what kids can do on social media. You're not gonna stop them.
Never.
They're gonna find workarounds. It's just what they do.
My favorite was watching those kids who were using 2K's Batista face to fucking fool the face scanner.
Nope.
It's brilliant. Just that this is the thing too. It's like I'm not sure if they've even realized this. You know, we'll talk more about it tomorrow on Rumble. About potential chips, so to speak. They're already finding workarounds in other countries. Just saying.
Oh yeah, no, they are. That's the thing is you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop humanity. Like that's the thing is that the New World Order they don't know what makes humanity so formidable, so so powerful, and it's the human spirit. You're not going to stop it.
I like it how Psychosis looks like a Mexican Howard Stern. He's all walking out here with his fucking orange skeleton outfit and his black robe, sunglasses on. You got little Guido in the ring waving him on like, come on, I'm gonna fuck you up. They're all fucking hyped. Look at the crowd, dude. This is the thing, the energy. Only if it was the only time in California, that's why you could see the fucking energy. They're like, dude, we've never seen this. I had no idea what a Holly Po is, man. I'm sorry.
Same. I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks, man. You go to softball league and then you can't because they fucking had to cancel because of wildfire, man. Wildfires are happening everywhere. You hear about like Oregon being on fire right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. It really is.
Oh.
Can't breathe. It's all got to worry about your house burning down.
Right. No,
service interruptions.
It happens, man.
Yeah.
PlayStation is very overconfident in what they're doing right now. That's what a lot of it has to do with. And I will say, Xbox, I'm not sure if you heard about the Project Helix and what they're doing, but they're going to have a system real soon for Xbox One and Xbox One X where you can go ahead and put in your 360 games and convert them over digitally. So you own the digital license of the disc that you already put in there. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, cool little thing that I think really will help them out in the fight against PlayStation, because PlayStation is going full digital soon, so that's going to fuck their shit up.
Well, and they're doing it because they're going to save a lot of money.
Right. Well, and that's what I think is fucked up for all those people that pre-ordered GTA 6 over at GameStop and thought that they're getting the disc. No, you're getting a piece of paper. You're getting a fucking piece of paper. Go ahead and download your digital code, bitch.
That's all you get.
It's fucked up.
It's a piece of paper.
At the very least, like, I can understand how they're trying to go digital with everything. What I think would be a nice thing is like a little behind the scenes type of thing, like a DVD or so to speak, that shows people what went into behind the scenes for GTA 6. And that's like a little piece of physical media that they can at least hold on to. I think it's fucked up what they're doing, but this is how video games are now. It's like they said in WEF forum, you will own nothing and be happy. It's what they're really gearing towards.
They forgot about the happy part.
Yeah. Well, especially with entertainment just going to shit. That's the biggest thing. Is like it's so hard to find good new movies nowadays, especially during the summer. I don't know about you, but growing up, the summertime was always the time when you really wanted to go see movies, and they always had at least 3 good movies per summertime that you could go and see with your friends, with your family. It was always a good time. Nowadays, you get these fucking stinkers in the theater. I'm sorry, I don't want to see Toy Story 5. Fuck off.
No. Like, how many Toy Stories do you need? Do we need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I mean, like, how many Toy Stories are you going to make?
Well, that's
like, what is enough? It's like a drug. Like, when's enough?
Well, and that's what seems like to me, like makes me look like Seth Rollins, like, as an even bigger geek. It's one thing if Alexa Bliss does it. It's a chick, all right? But you're a full-grown dude. Isn't he 40 or close to 40? And here he is dressing like Buzz Lightyear. What a weirdo.
Right. That was like, and that's what he was going for too with the whole colors and everything. Like, what does Buzz Lightyear have to do with the shield? Like, am I missing something?
Well, do you know what a rare opportunity he missed out on not coming out in shield gear? That would have been my first thing. Come out with the chest protector. Come out with the flak vest, the cargo pants, black cargo pants, the boots. He already had the mask. I would have even put like the fucking strip in his hair too. Go full on with it. If you're gonna do a flashback, do a full flashback. Don't half-ass it.
Well, right, and he decided to half-ass it. You know what it might be, and like Because his daughter might be, she's of the age of like, okay, let's have her watch Disney. She probably likes Toy Story. She's like, yeah, I'm going to make her real happy. I'm going to go out there and buy Lightyear. I think that's what he was doing. And I'm like, no, dude, like your daughter is not more important than the fucking entire company and fan base that you work for. Maybe to you she is, but you got to remember, you're performing in front of thousands of people. Right. They're like, you're trying to get their reaction and their money. Like, you know,
well, and not like that, but when's really the next time they're going to get a big-time meeting of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? They're both probably towards the tail end of their careers. I'm just saying. Both are very battle-worn. I give Roman about 5 more years. I give Seth about 2 to 3. They don't have a whole lot more time left in the ring, so they really got to make the most out of the time that they got right now. That was a rare opportunity to really do a good flashback, especially without Moxley there. You got to go as close as to nostalgia as possible. Just saying.
No, you do, and I really think they miss him. Honestly, and I would have done the same with Roman, too.
Right.
Like, have Roman go out there in the vest.
Yeah, not exactly. Really do a callback right, man. Garza was saying, I found out Liv Morgan was supposed to lose to Sky and feud with Stephanie Vecchia in the fall, but it's got scrapped, thank God. Well, and that shows you, too, that, like, here's something. Like, we all were under the feeling that Io Sky, the darling of Triple H, was going to go ahead and win that match. But when Liv won it, that was a great high point. That was something that was well-deserved. And if anything, for me, it sets up a match that not just we want to see, but you want to see, too, with Liv and Stephanie Vecchia going back to their feud. They had a hot feud going on. They're both good workers. And that's the thing, too, is I know for one, when they were fighting, it looked like a decent fight. So not a lot of convincing heat right now, but that's something you can get some heat for, just saying.
No, I agree, man. I think there's not a lot going on right now, but I feel like that was pretty good. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there, man. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with it. So if Paul Heyman is indeed running Raw, I noticed that LA Knight had a decent push. They almost did a reversal, because notice when Triple H was running things, what did he do? Is he gave shitty segments to Danhausen on TV, and LA Knight was doing the commercial break shit. He did a flip. He put Danhausen back to commercial break doing the t-shirt cannon, and LA Knight got put on TV. So if this is indeed Paul Heyman, what else do you see him making for changes?
I think what he's going to do is he's going to try to do what he always does, and that's elevate the mid-card. I think you're going to see more mid-carders that need that break elevated up. I think clearly what he's setting up right now is the Braun Breaker and Oba feud. And I don't think it's going to be like, because people have it in their head that it's like they should only meet at WrestleMania or at the big event. No, I think it's going to be a feud that builds and builds and builds. I honestly think that Paul Heyman is probably looking at that like, that's going to be my Cena versus Orton going forward. Like their long feud over time, I think that's what he may be going for to elevate those two guys. Because I'm pretty sure it's not only Paul Heyman, but also Triple H as well sees those two guys as the future face of the company, both in their 20s, both are powerhouses, both have fan followings to some degree. I think Oba's got to work a little bit on his popularity, and I think that will come in time. But I think that's the focus on Raw. I think the focus on SmackDown is going to be, in the future, it's going to be CM Punk and Trick Williams to build that up.
Let's hope so. We don't know what's going on with SmackDown yet. But yeah, with Raw, more than anything, I think they're really rushing it with Braun and Oba, because that's the thing too, is you're going to hurt the heat of Braun, because they're going to have Oba win. You're going to hurt the heat of Braun, who I feel like I said, when you have two young top superstars on the same brand, you got to build them up on their own separate roads. I personally, what I would have done is I would have done something with where it could lead to Oba and Omos. So I would have done a revisit of what they did for King of the Ring and done a Dominic feud where he feuds with Oba Femi. And then from there, you do a AAA crossover, bring in Omos, his bodyguard, and have him just fuck up Oba Femi. And that could lead to a big match, some sort of Survivor Series match where it's like Team Dominic and he gets his guys and Oba gets his guys. And then you can keep on building upon that until we get that big time match, Rumble, Mania, whenever you want to do it, between Omos and Oba Femi. But I think that there's a lot to build on there. With Braun Breaker, I would have built him up, honestly, just doing his own shit on Raw, feuding with somebody else. As to who he would feud with, though, that's a good question. I wouldn't do no friendship and betrayal shit, because you're already seeing too much of that right now. If you need a strong baby face for him to feud with and you really want to elevate him, I would go with Chad Gable. He's on Raw, right?
Chad Gable, yeah, he is on Raw, yeah.
Yeah, I think Chad Gable is the one, because that's the thing, is even in a loss, I think Chad Gable would be elevated. And I really feel playing Braun as the strong heel that really fucks with Chad, and then Chad, they could put on some boss wrestling matches too. I think that would be a solid feud. Chad Gable versus Braun Breaker, Oba versus Omos, and just really with Dominic, and just really build upon those. And then you can bring other people on their side and really get something big going. Because I think the thing is, you don't put all your eggs in one basket for whatever brand you're on. You really got to split it out and, you know, get all these separate feuds going.
No, I agree with that. I agree for sure. Like I do think that this WrestleMania should be, because you're having it in Saudi, they're probably going to have a heavy hand in like the creative and what they want the card to look like. You're most likely are going to see Oba versus Roman for the title. And if it were me, I would have Braun Breaker win the Money in the Bank, and I would have him cash in at that Mania as those two,
If he's healthy enough, for sure, yeah.
Sure. Well, and that's the thing with the Money in the Bank is that, like, even if he does get injured again, okay, well, you can hold on to it for a year.
I don't know about giving. I'd rather just book him for big matches and really spare him. I think they should really get him a solid tag team partner. What I would do is because they both had great chemistry, man. I don't know if you remember it, but I would fuck this brand split bullshit. Bring over Baron from SmackDown, have him team with Braun. Bring back the War Dogs. I think they were a great team. Let's get it going.
Yeah, that could be good, man. Absolutely. For sure. Or you put Braun Breaker over on SmackDown. I think Raw's too crowded with like future guys that you got to build up. I feel like Braun would be better off on SmackDown against CM Punk. I think that would work.
As long as Cody don't take the spotlight. So
sure.
Garza said, no, Vakir is back. They're teasing a triple threat with Becky Lynch. No, that's what I was trying to say, is that, yes, they're getting that going, but yeah, Becky's a part of it as well. But I'm just glad to see that Liv and Steph are going back at it. I'm just hoping Becky takes the fall in that three-way, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
no, for sure.
Because she like I said, she don't need wins at this time of her career. She's good.
Well, she's good. And I think that, honestly, it's like we've already seen Becky and Liv, we've already seen the Becky and Liv feud. Like, give us something new. And quite frankly, we've already seen the Vakir and Liv feud. Honestly, if it were me, I would have both Becky Becky and Vakir have their own feud going on. I would have Liv finding somebody else to work with. Maybe bringing a chick from NXT to elevate somebody. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, no. Let's think about it, because Lola Vice, she's getting called up, right? Is that to SmackDown or to Raw?
Probably to SmackDown.
Okay, if it is Raw, though, I think Liv and Lola would be a fun little feud to get her going. Sure, of course, Lola's going to lose, but it would definitely elevate her right off the bat, just saying.
It would. It would for sure. Yeah. If I had my way, man, I would hire that one chick from CMLL, you know?
Oh, you talk about they can always bring in Lahidra. She's under AAA contract, right?
No. I'm talking about the one chick she's in CMLL right now. She was in TNA for about
Tessa.
a year and a half. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, of course. But nah, here's the thing I'm really waiting on, man, is like, you got that deal going with AEW. Why the fuck isn't she showing up on TV yet? You're using Persephone. Is that how her name's pronounced? You're using her every fucking week on Dynamite and Collision. You can't use Tessa?
Well, and the funny thing is, like, right now, as Dynamite's going on, they're at the Grand Slam Mexico. They're doing their CMLL partnership show. I know.
Running.
Like, just imagine if that happened. I mean, it'd be a good way to gauge how well she'd be received by AEW. See, I think she would get booed, but I think it wouldn't be anywhere near as
make her heel
intense, or make her a heel. There you go. I don't think her heel heat would be as intense as people think. Yeah, she's a good heel too. So yeah, that's the thing is, fuck it, bring her in, have her interrupt a match, or do a run in, do something, and yeah, that'd be great.
Well, now you know her career a little bit better than me. Like, who is she really good friends with right now on the AEW roster? Like, I see a couple chicks that hate her, but are there any that like her?
Well, I think her and Persephone are on good terms.
Okay.
So there's her. I don't think there's really anybody in that company that's active on the roster that she's got heat with. I think she had heat with like Britt Baker and like maybe some other chick, but they're
Priscilla
not.
Kelly, Isla Dawn too.
Yeah, but they're not in.
Right. So yeah. So it'd be a non sequitur. Okay. Okay. If that's the case, then yeah. I mean, I'm all for it. I really want to bring her in right now. Like, AEW needs a solid addition to the women's division. And that's one, I'm telling you. especially with nothing against Willow Nightingale, but you need a breath of fresh air. Tess is what we're looking for. Just saying.
Well, to me, Willow Nightingale, like man, just massively overhyped. She's a likable babyface, but she's not that like shot on the arm that company needs. So no, they need like a really great worker, great mic worker. They need like another great all around talent for that division, especially if Toni Storm's going to be gone for how long she's going to be gone for. They need more talent, man, and I think she'd be a great addition. But yeah, I think that AEW, man, they really got to be punching back because they're about to get really drowned out big time.
It's a trip though to see a chick from WoW be AEW Women's Champion. You know,
I know that's true.
Weird.
That's true. Yeah, people don't know that she was a big part of WoW.
Yeah. So same with Nikita Lyons. You know, who I wish they would do more with, but at least Willow's doing good in her career. I don't have much to say on Mormonism. That they believe what they believe. We're not here to disrespect other people's religious beliefs. You know, you believe what you believe as long as you're not believing in demons. So it is what
I agree.
it is.
I agree, man, and that's the way to look at it.
Yeah. Well, I would love to see the Book of Mormon. That's something, if it came to my neck of the woods, I would definitely go and see it. Just saying.
Sure, I think it would be entertaining. Trey Parker, Matt Stone, their live shows are pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't go wrong with it. That's the thing. It's like, at least with their movies, and I've heard nothing but good things about the Book of Mormon. I heard it's a classic play. So, yeah, maybe one of these days we'll get your review. Who knows?
There you go, man. Yeah. Who knows? It could happen.
So the show in Tajiri, just fucking shit up right now, spraying the green mist in little Guido's face and dropping him with the brainbuster on the chair, and that's a 1, 2, 3. Ain't coming back from that shit.
It's over. It's over.
Well, and this shows you right here. This is why Tajiri was one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers, because he was just wild. Like you need something to kind of fill that void. You know, when Sabu started getting real battered, I think Tajiri was a good replacement of sorts. You know, he was dope, and not only that, but when he came over to WWF, he played a completely different gimmick than what you saw in the Indies, and then transformed to his indie gimmick. It was fucking great.
Fuck yeah, dude, it's awesome. So, right, do you see the promo right now they're doing with Francine and Just Incredible?
Just Incredible is showing off his buck teeth, and he's wearing a backwards Shane Douglas hat and sunglasses, basically trying to rip off Shane Douglas.
Francine showing off the cleavage, you know?
Oh, yeah, Francine's looking at him like he's a scumbag. She's showing off her massive cleavage. This is the one great thing about ECW, about Paul Heyman. Now, he's changed over time, at least with the women. But back then, dude, he let these women walk out in bikinis, showing off titties, like barely anything covering up their nipples. Especially on pay-per-view, he went wild.
He knew it drew back then, man. Not anymore, but he knew it drew then.
That he did. Well, and that's the thing, too, is I heard about some of the stuff he did storyline in the later years. Like, what was it? He was behind the whole Bobby Lashley Miro cuck angle with Lana. And
okay, so actually,
I also heard he was behind Austin Theory and the fucking Maxine shit. So,
well, what I want to say about that is that's not entirely accurate. It is accurate. He was part of it.
Collaborated with
Vince's team. Basically, the executive director title was a title.
Yeah.
But they did have Paul Heyman on the team, and they were taking advice. Like even Eric Bischoff had said something similar. It was like you were pretty much a part of a team, but it was pretty much a label.
Yeah. I just don't. I just don't want to see more cuck shit out of him, man, because he likes that cuck shit, and it's weird and kind of. It's kind of juice boxy, you know. So leave it at that.
But what I would say is that, like, from what I saw on Raw, I didn't see like really any cuck shit. I saw it was basically, if I were to describe it, if I were to describe but if I were to describe this past Raw, it's like take a normal Raw, take out all the silliness and stupid shit, make the promos slightly better, and then end it with the cliffhanger, and that's what you got. It was a slightly better Raw.
Okay, well that's
Well,
and that's what we were waiting for too. Is I will say that at least after WrestleMania they were trying for a little bit before they went to Europe, which turned out to be garbage. That's what really got us to stop watching Raw. So if they can keep this heat up for another couple of weeks, yeah. What the hell? She's all bending over for this fucking douchebag. What the hell? Okay, so MM Garza said, I have a feeling Liv is gonna lose her title around MITB, probably. Whoever wins the MITB ladder match, many want Rocks to win and turn on Morgan. Friendship and betrayal cliche. No. I can understand at least why, because at least they're two talented women going at it. It's not like a shitty friendship and betrayal. You actually get to see two talented young women go at it. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Who should get that Money in the Bank? I would prefer fresh talent to the Raw roster, as we've seen a lot of these chicks at the top. But I don't know. I don't know. I hope that Liv holds her title for longer because it's building prestige with her. And let's face it, when was really the company doing well with the women's division? Let's look at when Liv and Dom first started doing that angle. What surprised me if Heyman was behind that cuck shit too. Just saying.
Could have been. It could have been. I mean, because Paul Heyman does, from what he has said, that he does get involved for like the booking of the big PLEs. Like he does, like anything involving Brock Lesnar or anything that he's involved with, he wants to have a say in. So, see, he is technically part of what's going on the PLEs, but I think a lot of it is exaggerated. But yeah, I mean, like. With this whole Liv thing, I do agree that they should do something more creative than friendship and betrayal. Just because it's kind of like with the whole like the bloodline thing and all the other feuds are doing now. It's like you've seen it so much. It's like do something new, man. Like give me something new. Because if I were to sum up the number one problem with this past Raw, it's same old shit. Like it's nothing new. It's the same old shit.
Well, and you would be thinking, hey, it's right after a big pay-per-view. What do they usually do after the big pay-per-views like SummerSlam, WrestleMania? They bring up NXT talent. So that's what we were expecting, is at least one or two NXT bring-ups. Now, I don't blame them for doing any call-ups because the current crop is garbage. If Lola is the one call-up they do, I understand. Because, yeah, you can definitely take her, and you're doing fine. I still think everybody else in there is green as shit. I would not bring up anybody. Like, I'm trying to think of it. You just brought over Mike and Grayson, so you can't bring them up. But it's like you need them to actually build the base. So who else do you bring up?
Well, it's who you bring back. And I think the one woman that it's coming back from pregnancy, Naomi, I think that's who they're probably going to have win the Money in the Bank.
I don't think that Triple H would reward her, because that's the thing, is she won the title when she was pregnant and didn't disclose it to him, and that's kind of dirty. Just saying.
I agree. Now, or what I could see is happening is I could see Naomi getting involved in the whole title scene with Becky and Hair and Liv. And like taking out Becky, and then I could see like them kind of having their feud, or I could see Naomi getting involved with Liv and then them two having a feud. I think that would be a better way to go because it's something new.
Yeah, and it's just that's the thing.
How do you make it fit? You know,
like, well, not only that too, but you got to let it. Whoever's coming back from a big layoff, you got to put them in at least one match to kind of work off the rust before you throw them back in the main event, or else you end up making them look like shit in their comeback. I would rather them work with an established name than you build them up towards the world title scene. So
yeah, which is why I'm thinking like. You have Naomi like take on Becky to kind of like shake off the ring rust, get back into shape, and then go after Liv. I mean, I could see them doing something like that, because they're definitely going to be bringing Naomi back. She is coming back soon, so it's just like what do you do with her? Because like she's so over. I think you put the title on her. I don't know, like.
Well, I would. I mean, it could be interesting with her being on SmackDown too. You got a feud with her and Jade Cargill. You know, could do something with that. I'm just saying.
They could do that too. Yeah,
yeah. Thoughts on Pentecostal and charismatic movement? It is what they're just names, dude. They're at the end of the day, it's all Christianity. So it's names, titles. I don't think much about any of those.
This is different flavors of Christianity, you know.
Pretty much, yeah. I know the weirdest is when you go to the New Age churches. I will say it's kind of nice, though, to have a meditation service during church. It's something you're not used to.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What was that one like alien church that was
the Unitology one. Yeah, I never
like Unaris. Was it like Unit?
Was it okay? Was it Unaris? It might have been Unaris. Yeah, you're talking about the one over by the courthouse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I never actually went in there, but yeah, it's basically, that was like the Junior Boy Scouts League to get into Scientology. You had to rise up the ranks through that to get into Scientology. I want to say it was an offshoot. They were an offshoot of the Suicide Pact back in the late 90s. Remember the ones that drank the poison Kool-Aid?
Oh, Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were put on the sneakers and the track suits, and they drank the punch.
The purple robes, yeah.
The purple robes. There we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Garza was saying Becky Lynch doesn't need to win MITB. She doesn't need another main title run.
I agree.
Naomi is out till Rumble. Okay. I say JC Jane or rocks. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Here's the thing: is I'm okay with Rox because I think Rox makes a perfect Money in the Bank. She's young, she's promising, but if that's the case, you got to get the title off of Liv because I don't want them feuding. I'd rather Vecchir beat Liv for the title, and then you go ahead and you do Vecchir versus Rox. And then if you want a solid feud to really elevate Liv, or even JC for that matter, bring over JC. Have her split off from Fatal Influence, have her feud with Becky Lynch, have Becky Lynch put her over.
But let's say that like it's pretty much set in place. Like JC Jane's
Sure.
they're over on SmackDown.
Right.
You got to pick from within Raw.
Right.
Like if I'm doing a friendship and betrayal with anybody,
Ugh.
I'm going with Raquel. I'm having her betray.
I just don't want to. That's my whole thing. That's why I would rather have Vecchir beat Liv so we can get Roxy or Raquel without the friendship or betrayal. You know, we can have them win the Money in the Bank, and then they don't have to do some bullshit with Liv. They can also, because they still got great chemistry. That's my point. When you all got great,
Have
great
Rox win the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, exactly. Have Rox win the Money in the Bank. Have Vecchir beat Liv for the title, and then you build up towards Vecchir and Rox, which I think would be a great match. By the way.
Yeah. And I guess what you could do is like you could set it up in the future of like, since Roxanne has the Money in the Bank, what are the rules on the Money in the Bank? Can you like surrender it to somebody else or?
I don't know about that. All I know about Money in the Bank is usually it's something you can hold on to it at least up to a year, but usually people don't have year-long injuries, you know, or they have a broken neck or some shit, you know. So
okay, I'm actually curious about that rule. Like, let me Gemini this real quick.
While you're checking that out, I'm gonna go just prime with saying Julia is a pretty hard-working women's competitor from English to work rate to etc.
Yeah, right.
She's got it. One, that's why we're really about, you know, eventually moving her up in SmackDown. I think she would make a great Intercontinental Champion in due time. And really just elevate her through that. It really bugs me that SmackDown doesn't have enough standouts, and she could really be a standout if they really marketed her right. Especially use Kiana James more. Great valet.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, Kiana James is a great valet. I mean, do more with what you've got and do more new things. Like, get creative. Right. Shit, even if you have to use AI, like use Claude, use Sonnet 5 on Max, like do that, you know?
They already are. That's the thing is they're already using AI because they have to. And yeah, we're with you. We're past these 40-year-old women. My whole point is like with people like Natalia, like Becky, like Nia Jax. At this point in their career, they should be used to put over other people. They should not be champions. If you want to use them as gatekeepers, sure, whatever. But you don't put them back at the top.
No, I think, yeah, and I agree. I think now is the time to really be like elevating your 20-something-year-olds, like your Roxanne Perez's, your JC Janes, your Lola Vices, your Sol Rukas. You got to elevate the new people on the roster. If I'm in that, like if I'm bringing in talents, I'm bringing over M. Bieling. I'm bringing her in that company. I'm bringing over Heather Reckless, Heather Bieling is her DNA name. Bring them in, man. Like these are chicks you could really build around.
Well,
and they're young.
Let's go ahead and build off of what they have in NXT. They already got Lola Vice. She's probably going over to SmackDown to be with Damian. But let's go ahead, and I see this is a big one that they haven't acted on. Let's bring in Zaraya. Sol Ruka needs all the fucking help in the world. Zaraya adds another strong powerhouse. She's not pretty, but hey, at least she's pretty when she takes off the makeup. I'll give her that. So I say bring in Zaraya to help out Sol Ruka because Sol is struggling right now on the main roster.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, honestly, Sol needs to be in a faction. Like, having her be on her own, I think it's not working.
No.
Fuck it. You know what? I know we've heard about friendship and betrayal, but what's the opposite? Putting people in the group. No, that wouldn't be the opposite. Fuck it. You know what?
More stables, bro.
Well, I mean, like, if you're gonna do friendship and betrayal, have Sol Ruka join the Judgment Day.
I don't think she's ready, and I think she's bad. That's the thing. That's the whole reason why I recommended her being with Saraya back again, is because that's the one time she actually showed a character, a personality, because she's so shy and awkward. Yeah. I don't think she's going to be that shy, awkward fucking person in the background. She's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Maxine is trying her best with Austin Theory, and I don't want to, like... I just leave that faction alone. What you really need is you need Zaraya and Sol Ruka back together. Put them in a tag team. Don't have Sol Ruka competing in the main event at all. Have her as a tag team. Build her up through that because they rushed her up. They should have been a tag team from the get-go. Just saying.
Yeah, Zaraya and Sol Ruka I think would have been the way to go.
Yeah. I really think they should have done some with that. Well, and that's the thing. Who else do you really think? Do you think that it's rushing Rain if they bring her up?
Who again?
Rain from NXT, Rain Leverson or whatever the fuck her name is, the punk rock chick.
Oh, Lizzie Rain. Lizzie Rain.
Yeah.
No, I honestly don't think it's too early. I think she's got it. I think she's good enough in the ring. I think she's good on the mic. She's got personality. She's got energy. Honestly, I think that when she goes to whichever company or whichever brand, she's going to be one of the most overacts. She's going to get a reaction from the crowd. She's a chick that I would build around in the future. I would not be afraid to fucking, put the title on her, have her win a month or any of that. But yeah, I think that Lizzie Rain is definitely has potential for sure.
Well, check this out though. What if we do this on, like you were talking about, a stable? We got Sol Ruka, we got Soraya, we got Lizzie Rain as the mouthpiece. Now, don't get me wrong, Soraya's not bad on the mic, but I think Lizzie, she brings out a little bit more. She makes that stable pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, for sure. And there does need to be more female stables on Raw and on SmackDown. So I do think there needs to be like another, or on Raw for sure. I do think there needs to be another, and I think they could all work well together.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of that.
Fuck yeah, man. So what other good talents do they have for females over in NXT? Like, what do you think of, what would you do with Ren Sinclair? Do you think that she's ready to be brought up?
I'm going to be real. Like, I'm not seeing
anything at her. Yeah.
Like mid card at best, but like I'm just not really seeing much out of her.
Right.
Nothing against her or the people who like her. I personally don't see it.
Dude,
in her.
When they get rid of Bailey, they gotta ship. I'm sorry, they gotta ship fucking Lyra Valkyria back to NXT. Yeah. She ain't doing shit on the main. Ship her fucking ass back. Kendall Gray is too. She's too green right now. Way too fucking green.
Needs more time. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The one who I do think is going to get over out of all the chicks in NXT right now, if they're brought up, Tatum Paxley. Who? Nikita. Maybe.
Tatum for sure. No, you're right about Tatum. Yeah. Especially if they do. Well, that's the thing is, since there's not really I think a goth faction or anything. What do you think about bringing her up with Shiloh at the same time? Make them like a male-female type of combo.
Interesting.
Because they're really good friends backstage. I think that they could have good on-air chemistry. Just saying.
I mean, if you wanted to create a new faction to rival against the Judgment Day, I mean, there you go. Although I think the whole like the Lizzie Rain thing, I think that would already be that. This could be something new, man. This could be like and we've had these male-female teams before. Yeah, I'm in favor of it. Fuck it. Shiloh Hill and Tatum Paxley. There you go.
Yeah, definitely a lot of talent in there. I think that New Day is going to hold on strong for a little bit because at least what they bring to AEW that they've been really lacking is a good promo. And that's the thing is like, you could say what you want about Kofi, but he's definitely upped his game in the last year or so. And Xavier's a solid promo. So I think that they're going to be okay. I think they're going to be fine. They probably will be. What they'll probably be doing right off the bat is some bullshit with Kenny Omega. See some Street Fighter bullshit, then doing cosplay matches. It's going to get very nerdy. They're going to have fun, though.
Yeah, they are, man. But it's just, to me, it's like, what are they going to do to help AEW compete against, what are they like? That's the problem. Is like, I think Tony Khan is just completely unaware of how dire the situation is going to get for him. Like I think they're going to be and notice as WWE struggles, they compete even harder against AEW. That's when they really get dirty.
Well, think about this, though. I mean, coming up in All In, we have so many of these wrestlers that can show up at All In to really make a good pop or even show up on the road to All In. So it becomes a situation where, I don't think any of them are going to be really needle movers, but if you have a lot of them debut all at once or around the same time, you're going to get a lot of popularity and you're going to get a lot of attention towards AEW, especially when WWE's trying to counter-program them left and right, just saying.
For sure. Now, my question is that, is Brock still under contract with WWE?
I think I think he's going to be for a little bit. I think it might be one of those things where he has to. I don't know. I don't think Tony would ever get him either. Coachman brought up Fatal Influence on the rise on his podcast with Russo. No, that's the thing too. At least about Coachman and Russo is that they got great taste in wrestling. So at least they call it like that. I don't see how it's weird to say once Becky was done with Lyra Valkyria, she became irrelevant. That's what you do with irrelevant wrestlers. You ship them over to NXT. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Okay, I don't see what's weird about that.
I mean, they did it with Natalia.
Yeah, and Grayson Waller. So yeah, this is just what you do. Just give him purpose. Don't just fire him. Something.
Get creative. Do something, man. I mean, like use AI. Use whatever you got to. Like it's easier to be creative now than it's ever been. Like I've never really bought into that idea that AI makes you less creative. No, if anything, it's made me more creative. Like it's allowed me to do a lot more than what I was able to do before. Like what I was able to do before, I had to rely on like Photoshop and like I never really could make it like awesome the way I can now.
Well, what it does is it makes a lot of things easier. Something that would have taken you 3 to 4 hours to do only takes like 30 minutes. So I will say that it cuts down on time drastically. Worst Channel said, what would you consider the differences between spiritual warfare and psychological warfare? With spiritual, it's more so a thing where you feel a demonic drain on you. With psychological, I feel it's more so them trying to trigger you by doing various responses. So they're very close and they can even intertwine, but I think that would be the big difference between the both of them.
I agree, man. Psychological warfare is just it's them trying to get in your head. Spiritual warfare, they're really trying to cause things to happen in your life that will make you miserable or attack you in some way to make you feel like paranoid or something like that. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they ultimately have the same goal.
Yeah, to fuck you up one way or another.
To control you, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with the Paramount merger. That's in September, right?
It's being held up in courts, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be going through, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's what's happening. Is if it goes through in September, I don't know if he's going to cut the talent, especially if he has the money to afford it, or if Daddy Shahid is footing the bill and he's down to foot the bill. We'll see.
Well, the thing about it is that I can never really understand is why would Skydance want to cut AEW from their broadcast when it's very cheap content, it's live content, you get two episodes every week. The sponsors and advertisers aren't complaining anywhere near as much as they were like 4 years ago. I just don't see why they would cut AEW. I don't see financially why you would do that. It's probably going to get as much, if not more, viewers than whatever else you could put in its spot.
Right.
You know?
No, very true, man. You got a good point there. Advice on dealing with the narcissist. The biggest thing with negative people is just don't give them energy. That's the biggest thing you can do, because a lot of people that are narcissists, what do? They feed off of any sort of compliments towards themselves. They feed off of looking as good as they possibly can. A lot of that stems from insecurity, especially the more prune they become. Yeah, and especially if it's a dude. I would say more than anything, just don't give them don't give them the energy that they want. Starve them. That's what you should do with any negative person that you're dealing with.
Well,
just saying.
And no, for sure, man. Like, in my opinion, I feel like distance is the best medicine for dealing with the narcissist.
Always. That's the best. Yeah, absolutely. Chapter 2 was saying AEW should use Reggae Kofi. Why is reggae so good? Reggae is good because
got groove, man.
It's got a groove, and it stays to a simple formula, but finds ways to make itself modern, and change up over time. But I love the message, though. That's the biggest thing that makes reggae, I think, so good, is at the end of the day, the message, and that truth is always prevalent in reggae. It's never something that it feels corporatized, and I don't think you're ever going to see really reggae corporatized. You might see in a couple ads here or there, but it's never going to go full corporate. Saying.
Well, because it's so heavily tied in with weed that, it's,
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of other things true. Spiritual as well.
The closest you're going to get is like UB40,
Yeah. Well, and that's the great thing. Like, here's the thing: is like old school JCW, old school Stranglemania was awesome because that was back before Jay and Shags, God bless them, went woke. I would say more so Jay. Jay is very woke now.
Well,
and
it
made for amazing commentary. Like, dude, they were the best spoof commentators we had ever heard, man, without question. And yeah, once one of them went woke, now you can see why they don't hang out with each other too much. Just saying.
Well, and like I like JCW and all, but like I'm watching it was the Chopportunity one, and you see in the back, you see that the pride flag in the back. Yeah, it's like, come on, Jay, why?
Well, because his daughter's a furry. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to kind of deal with a little bit. Like our dad has gotten a lot better over the years, but like he had some narcissistic traits growing up, and a lot of it has to do with he had just had a very rough upbringing. And the more I found out about his life growing up, the more I understood, and it helped me sympathize with him. But when you deal with people like that who are caught in their own little world and they're very narcissistic, the best you can do really is, or toxic, is just don't be around those people. It's as simple as that, because then you're around that energy. I would say with you, try to get out on your own as soon as you possibly can. That's why I like what you were saying about getting out on your own. You're 21 years old. You really want to do your own thing, man. That's what you have to do in a situation like that. I know people ruin wrestling. He was going through something similar, man. When you're living with toxic family members that are just draining you, dude, whether it be financially, spiritually, mentally, whatever it is, man, you got to get the fuck out of there. I don't care if you're crashing over on a friend's couch. I don't care if you're crashing with a girlfriend, whatever the fuck it is, man. You get the fuck out of there.
Well, one of the things that I would, one of the most effective and quickest ways to do that is to enlist in the Navy or to enlist in the Air Force, or if you live in the States. If you live in Canada, it'd be their armed forces as well. I mean, like, it's one of the things that you can do to get out, to immediately leave that situation. They'll send you out to basic training in Chicago, and so you go through that. They'll give you like a stipend, so you can like buy like food and all that stuff. And you go through that, man, and now you're in the Navy, and now you got a career in the Navy, and so you're away from the family life stuff. And the cool thing with that is that that comes with a lot of benefits, man. If you because we got people in our family that have been in the Navy, and
Dude,
it comes
20 years, they're set for life.
They're set for life, dude. They have like a generous life, a generous retirement. They can go to the commissary whenever they want. It used to be called the Navy Exchange. Now it's called the Military Exchange, or GovX, or whatever it's called now. And it's cool, dude, because like you can go there and buy like furniture, TVs, computers, tax free,
Discounted too.
Yes, discounted. But so yeah, it's like that is a way of, like, if you're in like a toxic family situation. Check that out, man. Check that out. Check out the Peace Corps. Check out, like, there's a lot of other things that can get you out of that situation, give you a place to live, give you a paycheck. But there's options, man. There really is. You can
And
go
that's
live.
the thing too. I don't know about
modern.
modern military nowadays, man. I would have said that 10 years ago. I wouldn't say that nowadays without tripping everybody and really controlling them and vaccinating them and whatnot. So I personally would not recommend what you just said. I would say 10 years ago for sure. Absolutely. But not nowadays, no. Not with all the shit that they're putting
What would you recommend?
I would say for him, the best thing that he can really do is try to either crash at a friend's house. If you have to live on a couch, so be it, or live out of your car, so be it, while you get your shit together. It's worth it, man. I would say definitely go ahead and do that. Don't worry about a girlfriend right now. If you don't have one already, don't worry about it right now. That's not a priority. What's a priority is you surviving. So go ahead and see if you can crash with a friend. Crash on the couch, crash in the basement, secondary bedroom, wherever the fuck it is. Offer whatever you can from your job towards them as a little bit of rent while you stash some on the side, and keep on doing that until you can afford to move out and get your own place or get a place with a friend, man. That's really how I got out. How I got out right off the bat is through a minimum wage job and through getting a roommate right off the bat. That will make things so much easier in today's economy. Get roommates, man. One or two. And it's just a way to do it, man. Especially if you have to do it for the first time.
So what do you think about like if you got like a job and you're in a family situation that's fucked up?
Right.
What do you think about like setting money to the side every month to buy an RV?
I think an RV, like what was it? Coach Sippin' Jamba Juice was saying he bought an RV, and that's how he lives, and it's a great way of living too, man. Especially if you can get a good one. They have some
it's a roof over your head.
Nowadays. Absolutely.
It's got a bathroom, bedroom. It's a kitchen, like a dining area. It's everything you really need, and you can get them for like under $20K.
Yeah, you can. Use one. Yeah, no problem. Especially a decent one. So yeah, there's definitely options, man. Just saying. Chapter 2 said Lyra Velcro is underwhelming, and that's my whole reason why I want to ship her down to NXT. I don't know where this argument about a Becky Lynch devaluing her or whatever came in. I don't even remember saying anything about that. But about Lyra Velcro, yes, ship her down to NXT. Why not? What are you going to do with her? Ship her down to NXT. At least there she can kind of, I guess, add to the women's division. She's not doing shit for Raw. Bailey's going over. Might as well,
You know what you could do?
What's up?
You could pair her with somebody else, make them the Birds of War.
It's something.
We are the Birds of War now.
I just don't want to see Lyra Valkyrie topless. Just saying.
Well,
she's got a bird chest, you know.
But maybe if she got some big, you know.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Chapter 2 said, favorite version of Lex Luger will say will ever be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think she's ever going to be in the Hall of Fame. No. That's never going to happen. As far as a favorite version of Lex Luger, I know a lot of people will maybe say like the Narcissist. For me, I liked All-American Lex Luger over in WCW.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think WCW Lex Luger was the best way. They presented him like a modern-day babyface superhero. I think Lex Luger during the late 90s he was great, man. I can't really say. And I think he was great at selling to. Very underrated seller, good psychology, always came to game, looked in great shape. Decent, underrated promo, too. I'll say that much.
Yep. Are you talking about the Narcissist? Was that like 1999 Luger when he came back? He like I remember like he had that like funeral thing, and then he came back after it with Miss Elizabeth.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and that's just the WCW version of Lex Luger is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure, man. That was like, and he was underrated, man. He really was. He very, very talented, in my opinion.
Absolutely. No, for sure. Very, very talented. Yeah, a great talent on his own.
Yep.
And yeah, it just sucks what happened to him.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on what type of VCW show, because don't get me wrong, Paul Heyman, as much as he values storyline and characters, he's a fucking huge mark and always has been. Like, you go back and you watch just the regular television shows, especially around the time that they had Jerry Lynn in there, Super Crazy and all that shit. It was a lot of flippy work rate bullshit. And I hate to say it, if you want to blame the work rate movement of the late 90s, ECW was the one that let the door open to all these guys after Eric Bischoff stole them. Just saying.
That's true, man.
Or before Eric Bischoff stole him. Yeah.
To be fair,
would be amazing in WWE.
So I got to see. Here's my theory on that with Will Ospreay. Now,
sure,
we can all admit that like how these talents are being used in AEW is probably not the greatest creatively.
No, not at all.
I believe that Paul Heyman would do a better job with them. Do I believe that they'd be like these epic, awesome talent? No. But do I think they would be better? Yes. I think Paul Heyman would do a better job with them, but I think that Paul Heyman was getting a little bit carried away with how markish he was being about them. I think Will Ospreay's got potential, but I think Paul Heyman oversold him a bit, like quite a bit.
I'm just saying he would have been behind having the Young Bucks brought in. Just saying. I think he would have. It's a VW Vanagon. Okay, right on, man. Sick.
There you go.
Bolsonator, great advice here.
How's it going?
What's up? My experience living with toxic family members. Start by having healthy boundaries for yourself and not to be harsh. You're better off not speaking to them. And that's the thing too. I can say one time, like whether you be feuding with a roommate or a family member or whatever, just spend as much time in your room as possible. You know, get your meal, go to your room, chilling there, dude. There's so many times I was like beefing with the roommate. Yeah, it's like, dude, I go to my fucking room, or you know, just go to your job. Go hang out with a friend. Do anything you can. Like, just crash at your place and just eat meals in your room. It's the best way to do it.
It's the best way to do it, man. Like, like get a coffee maker in your room. Like, and like the thing with the coffee maker is like you could do a lot with it. Like, you could make ramen, with it. You could get creative.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's like you're getting the hot water going. So yeah, no, it's a very cool thing to have. If you don't own a driver's license, get yourself a bicycle. That's a one thing. Well, and the great thing about an e-bike or a bicycle, for that matter, in this type of climate that we live in, financial climate, is that if there ever is a gas crisis or anything like that, you're good to go, man. You don't got to worry about anything. You're good to go.
Oh yeah, man. Like me personally, I have an e-bike. And the thing that you're probably going to want with an e-bike is if you're riding it on the roads are probably going to be very, like, you're going to have cracks on the roads, rocks, things like that. So you're going to need a tire that can go smoothly over that, and you're probably going to want a fat tire e-bike. Or if you have a fat tire bike, look for one of the conversion kits, and then you're probably going to have to get the battery too. I have a fat tire bike that I converted with one of those kits. It cost me about like everything 400, but with it, man, you could get around. You really could. As far as the whole driver's license thing, man, yeah.
Try to get yours in due time, man.
Yeah.
But I would really focus on keeping it cheap and getting a bike, man, or any
Yes.
bike for that matter. Keep it
Just
cheap.
to get around.
And yeah, man, that's the thing too, is when you're crashing with a friend or whatever, or crashing with a family member, if they're cool enough to let you crash there, really start to save up in the meantime and use that opportunity, whatever it is, 6 months, a year, whatever you need to save up to get a car and to get a place.
The other thing that I would recommend too, and I wish that I had done this sooner, is
Sure.
get a secured credit card through your bank. Get a secured credit card and use it to build credit history.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna pay dividends, like when you're in the future for you, when you have a good credit history. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Dawn Marie, if people don't know, there were rumors about her and most of the northern East Coast, and yeah.
Oh yeah, doing. Oh yeah, she put it this way: she made a lot of money on the East Coast, made men happy. Yeah, made a lot of men happy.
A lot of shots involving money.
Oh yeah, a lot of satisfied customers.
Indeed. She still looks great nowadays. Her and Francine both, because they're showing Francine right now come out with Just Incredible. Her and Francine look amazing. It's incredible how these women, they were part of the most abusive wrestling culture ever, and they became the most beautiful over time.
I think a lot of it is just standards. Is that they have a standard of beauty that they're just like, look at Jasmine Sinclair, like she's still in great shape for her for her age. Yeah,
true. That's another one too.
It's just you got to care, you got to put effort in.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to, is a lot of these divas nowadays. That's why we give them shit. Don't get me wrong. There's a good wave up and coming that are in great shape and look good. Mm-hmm. But that's why we gave the Becky Lynch generation so much bullshit, is because they just wanted to come out with their flat chests and no butts and be like, respect me for my in-ring work rate and my shitty promos. And we're like, no, this is WNBA, but in a WWE ring. Fuck you. You know, we're not going to do that.
Well, and the thing about it too is, like, you even go and look at the ratings. You look at the biggest drop in WWE's ratings that started right around the women's revolution, like right around 2017, is when you see the ratings just like they were steadily going down over time. Right around then, the ratings just completely fell off a cliff.
Well, because really, if you think about it, they were absolutely nothing. They were nothing without their draws. When you take away the draws, what do you got?
Nothing. Well, it's like they don't remember, or they got to know that the majority of the people watching pro wrestling are men,
right?
Mostly straight men. Straight men, unless they're like they're into like taking women's wrestling seriously, they're probably going to want to, which is in my opinion a niche of the overall wrestling fan base. They're probably going to want to see hot chicks. It's why you even see women, like, look at the women now, even in WWE, they're trying to up their sex appeal.
I mean, I'd say that making Chelsea champion. Yeah. That's a fine choice right there. Huh? Because Chelsea, for all her faults and all the weird shit she says on social media, she looks like $1 million. You can't take that away from her. And she's very entertaining on the mic too. And that's the thing too, is you need new faces to come up to the scene. Having Chelsea be brought up to the main scene, she's been on the roster long enough. I think it's time. Let's see what she can do.
Yeah, man. I mean, even if it's like an interim title thing, I mean, it's something. You know, it's I'm all for it. She didn't really have to, beat any of the other women to, in a match to get the title. So I'm fine with that. I think it's a good way of getting her in there to where it would be acceptable. But, I still think pairing her with Ariana Grace is a way to go. I think that would be a very entertaining faction. I think they would complement each other so well. But, yeah, man, they're going to do what they're going to do. Yeah.
Well, and this is at least with ECW. They tried to keep the hot chicks. They had Francine, and then they also got Gorgeous George in here, former Macho Man Valet. Sure, she's with Jazz, which is, but, you got something. You got half of one thing here. But, no, it's like sexuality, it sells. It always has, and that's why the Becky Lynch, the man generation, it sold a couple T-shirts at the beginning, but it died out quick.
We gotta be honest, too, is that, like, Vince was in charge of all that. Now, to be fair, he had Stephanie and Triple H there, and that was before they stabbed him in the back by trying to downvote him from coming back to the board. Like they were ever going to be able to do anything, like.
Well, I think it was something too. We even called it back in the day that Stephanie McMahon was the shadow ruler of Vince
Yep.
McMahon because we always just saw Daddy's little girl getting whatever the fuck she wanted. Even Evolution, even though it was a flop, she got it.
Well,
Anything she wanted, she got.
Well, and then you also got to look at the fact that like Dana Warrior, like Stephanie literally had the
Her own
creative
women's
team
team.
divided.
Yeah.
The women had their own creative team, the men had their own. Stephanie was a big part of that creative team being divided when that's really fucking stupid. Yeah, like why like if you have like a really good idea for a female talent, that could come from a man or a woman. I don't know why you would divide the team. Like what that you're just like limiting the amount of creative. Like if you want the women perspective, okay, well have the woman on the creative team to like chime in and say, hey, I think this would work better. Do that. Don't divide the teams up. It's stupid.
Well, and that's at least what the modern writing team does, is they have a few females, and one of them is actually in a key spot on Raw, so I'll give her that. But no, they have a few women, and they don't decide everything. They don't split up the teams. It should be unified on everything. That way, you don't have a lack of communication. That's the one thing I found, too, during that time, a lack of communication between male and female. And it turns to shit, dude. You're 21 years old. They can't say what you can't and can't do. Go ahead and do your own thing. Just because you have a diagnosis of ADHD does not stop you from going out and moving out on your own. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing too is like if you have an ADHD diagnosis, like going in the armed forces is going to be like almost impossible for you.
Exactly,
If it's publicly known. What a lot of people do that have ADHD, they hide it, and what they're going to do is they're going to interrogate you when they send you off to basic training. Like they're going to sit you down at a desk and they're going to interrogate you. They're going to bark at you. Tell we know this. Like they're going to be screaming and yelling at you, trying to get you to break because that's what it's the armed forces. What they're trying to do is,
Mental training.
man, huh?
Mental training.
Mental training, absolutely. Like it's what they do is they break you down so they can rebuild you. So what they do in the army.
That's why I hate to say it. Just about all the people that I knew that went in the armed forces, they came back polite robots. I'm sorry, yo. If you were in there, cool. But literally every dude that I know that had a wild personality or was kind of just like offbeat, when they went in the armed forces, they came back a polite robot and jacked in the polite robot. So you get something out of it, I guess.
You get something out of it, but like. I mean, fuck, just go in the Navy, dude. Fuck. go in the Navy, go in the armed forces.
Or Coast Guard. I mean,
Coast Guard, yeah.
Just with Army
National Guard.
Marines, yeah, I don't. Who knows? But then again, you got to worry about the Jabberwocky and all that other shit. So just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my big thing against going in the armed forces. So I would say.
I hear you, man.
Yeah, I would say more than anything, just do all you can to really hook up with a friend who really understands you and see if you can crash at their place or a family member, like a grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, something like that,
No, for sure. Absolutely, man. I mean, like you're still young. Like you still have a lot of time. Just keep fucking applying keep applying out there, man. You're going to have to apply to a lot of places. It's getting really rough out there. The job market is not easy. So you're going to have to keep doing it, man, but
well, and it's all mostly online too. So
Yeah.
since it's online, really pay attention to when these places say now hiring, get online immediately and submit your application.
And call them. Be in touch with them.
Yeah. I will say this much: is SmackDown better than Raw now? No. Never. SmackDown is in fact the worst WWE production that they put out. Even more so than NXT. It is the fucking worst because it's all work rate, long match bullshit with little emphasis on star power, on storylines, on anything really good. I hate to say it, Raw is the best watch right now if you have to watch any weekly WWE programming.
I mean, definitely check out this past Raw. Like, you skip through the matches, of course, but
Sure.
like, check it out and like, I want your honest opinion of like what you think about it.
Sure, yeah, and I'll definitely check it out now since you say it was a Paul Heyman type show.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the thing is I'm always looking, and you're the same. We're looking for a modern show to tune into that we can cover. Because more than anything, we don't want to, like, it's great going back to the past, don't get me wrong, but we also want to be up to date and with everything that's going on, but we want something worth watching that's modern. It can't all be in the past. No disrespect towards people that have watching diets like that, but we got to diversify. That's just how we are.
For sure. Well, we got to diversify, but we also got to like how many times can you cover shows from the past? So, like there's like a finite amount of shows from the past. Like you got to cover at some point the stuff going on now, and a lot of what's going on now, it's just there. It's just like background noise, you know?
Right. Well, and that's why I like it how you're at least enthusiastic about TNA, and you really want an alternative there. More than anything, I just want them to just stop cutting people just for 1 month. For 1 month, I don't want to hear about any TNA cuts.
They made a signing.
Oh yeah, I saw Gabby Forza, so that's cool. So it's like an official signing. So it's kind of like what AEW does, where they bring them on handshakes and they sign them. Okay, that's cool. Gabrielle Forza, I think, is a good addition. You need new faces, so that's good. But at the same time, though, who else are they going to cut? You keep on looking at the roster. Who do you think is going to be next?
What I think they're doing is they're getting rid of a lot of the Tommy Dreamer. Like Tommy Dreamer brought in like Victoria Crawford, Alicia Fox is what she went by in WWE. So they got rid of her. They let go of Mara Shade. Mara Shade apparently didn't want to be there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So they let her go. What I think they're doing right now is they're building a core affordable like what they're trying to do is like not necessarily build it on the cheap, but they're trying to make it sustainable. So like you have like a core group of affordable contracts that on your roster, and you then build from there. And what I think they're going to do, my guess is right around Bound for Glory, you're going to see Bo Dallas appear on Bound for Glory, probably with also Joe Gacy and with most of the Wyatt Six, and you may even see Nikki Cross come into TNA in the future. But because like when I saw that photo shot of like that stare down of like the Hardys and the Wyatt Six minus Nikki Cross. When I saw that, I'm thinking to myself, they're probably looking to bring people in. I just think they're trying to stabilize the ship is what they're doing. I know like people are getting upset at it. They're distraught by it. I'm like, don't be. There's a plan in place. Just from everything that I've heard, there's a plan in place. They're trying to make a stable roster, and I get where they're going, man. And I support them doing what they're doing. It's responsible. They're trying to do this responsibly, and so I'm all for it, man. If you see Bo Dallas show up on Bound for Glory, fantastic.
For sure. What are ways to find people if you have no friends? Well, the thing is, you have to find public meeting places for stuff that you like, man. Like let's say, for example, you're into card games. I would go to your local Magic the Gathering or whatever card place, and you can play with your friends there. If you're really into video games, go on these multi-person lobbies like Call of Duty or whatever. See if you can meet some new people on there. You'll find a lot of cool people on there. You'd be surprised. Just try to go for something where you can connect with people that share the same interests as you. And whether that's a comic shop, I know JT hangs out at comic shops, so that's one thing. You meet people there. There's a lot of good alternatives out there to meet people. It all depends on what you're into.
Absolutely. Like I church is another option.
Sure. Library
is another option. Even Comic-Con, I guess, is an option. You can absolutely meet people there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I met a couple people at Comic-Con, so you're right about that.
Very good. Wrestling shows, you could do the same thing, man. It's like, and that's the thing, man. It's like there's definitely like you got to find like things that you're interested in. It's like groups that you're like. There's groups out there of like people get together and play Dungeons and Dragons because they love the lore of Dungeons and Dragons. So that's an option. Like it's like things like that.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Is you're gonna find your common interest, whatever hobby you really enjoy, and just get in touch with people, man. There's a lot of different things. Like even if you want to go to strip club's an option. You can meet cool people there too. I met cool people at strip clubs. In fact, like I remember one time it was at the job where I really got out onto my own. Like I worked with this rapper chick there. And she's like, "Hey, you all want to go out for a night on the town?" I'm like, "Sure." I'm like, so what do you got planned? She's like, strip club. I'm like, okay. That was my first strip club experience. So yeah, you can meet cool people.
There you go. And then I'll even throw another one up there, like community college.
That's another one too. YMCA. You'd be surprised. You can meet cool people there too. There's a lot of just anywhere out in the open with people around your own age group. I think it's a good opportunity.
Well, yeah. I mean, like social skills are they're a skill, and skills are something you got to work on. So it's. Like I would like don't beat yourself up. Like every one of us is a work in progress we're a work in progress until the day we die. So like we're all learning, we're all improving. yeah, man, just like work on your social skills. Like there's there's definitely videos on YouTube you can watch for that. Just like how to meet friends, how to like talk to strangers, how to talk to random people. Like there's definitely videos out there that can help with that. And I would even ask. I know it sounds a little bit contradictory of it, but I would even ask like Gemini, Claude, how to do that, because what they're going to do is they're going to pull from like a lot of different sources of like proven things that will help you with that. My favorite, honestly, I'm being real. Like all the AI generative programs for me, like right now, it's Claude. Claude is awesome.
My favorite, I don't know, I'm sure if you saw it, somebody put out an imitation video of what happens when somebody spends too much time with AI asking for advice. And so, like, what happens is the dude comes up and he's like, hey, Jeff, so we're going to go get some dinner. And he's like, that's a fantastic choice there, Mark. I'm thinking about for dinner, we do something with Thai. What do you suggest? And then he's like, hey, man, I'm just asking you about dinner. So you think Thai? And he's like, I'm thinking possibly Thai, but that all depends on what you're thinking. What do you think is the best choice for food tonight? and the guy's just like, I just want to get some food, bro.
It's like, I'm hungry. Well, you can eat the phone.
There you go.
Deal.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. Yeah, especially there's a lot of good options out there. I would say more than anything, the best thing you can do, it just even your neighbors, man. You'd be surprised. I've met some cool neighbors before. You never know, man. Just take a walk out. Take a walk outside with your dog or whatever. You never know who you might meet. Go hiking with friends. That's another fun one too. Hiking because it's free. Get a good trail in. Get a good workout in. Yeah. Agreed.
It's the way to do it, man. You got to get out and meet people.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anything that gets you outside talking and interacting with people is a good thing. For the most part. Unless they're assholes and they want to like fight you, but I think that like it just anything you do to like get around people and get used to talking to people, I think would help.
Yeah, absolutely. So just try to break out of your shell, and it's not easy, man.
It's not.
But yeah, it's possible. And also look at a binaural beats too. A lot of things that'll help with anxiety if you're dealing with that. So just saying, I know a lot of people deal with anxiety nowadays. So binaural beats is definitely a way to kind of push past that. So yeah, just saying.
I agree, man. I totally agree.
Well, and here's the thing, man, is what I would do is I would do them after work. And for me, it was more of like a just finding my Zen peace thing. Like, yeah, it's cool to walk with friends, but the best is just when literally you don't have to make plans with people and you could just go home real quick, change, and then go out to the trails, man. Just a good peaceful moment just up on the trails, just saying.
Well, for sure. And that's what the Europeans do. Like in Italy, that's what they do. It's common to like eat dinner and then go for a walk.
Yeah, and that's like especially if I get a meal, because I would work early shifts, man. I would just go right after an early shift, get there about like 2:30, 3 o'clock. The sun's still out. It's a good time to hike. So yeah, don't hike at night. That's weird. Not only that, but all the creepy crawlies come out at night. You might get snake bitten. Just saying.
Yep, absolutely. And the coyotes too. They're
absolutely. What we were just saying, man. If you're dealing with a lot of stress, get out. Because that's the problem that you're dealing with right now, man. Where you're at is you're around a very negative household. You need to get out, go for hikes, go to the library, go anywhere free and cheap where you can really hang out and better yourself, whether that be through reading or whether that be through a workout. That should be your main thing, is if you're going out and leaving the house, do it to be productive. Even like going to a job, that's another reason. If you're going to work at a job or job applications, anything productive, getting out of the household, it's going to make you feel better by the end of the day, even if you're living in a shitty household. Just saying.
It all helps, man.
Yeah. If you're losing hair from stress, a lot of it might be a magnesium deficiency. So I would definitely try to get some sort of magnesium supplement into your diet. That will definitely help you out. I wouldn't drink. That will only strengthen what's going on right now. And block off the DHT receptors, I believe they're called. So yeah, you just want to be very careful about really poisoning your body at a time like this and drowning yourself. Do as much you can to make yourself happy. Really stay away from the negative spots. That's all I can say.
Well, I mean, for sure. I mean, definitely lowering your stress will, because people, you can lose stress from, or you can lose hair from stress. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're losing hair around the temples, the crown of your head, that's androgenic alopecia. For that, you're probably gonna want to take finasteride, if you want to stop that. But so what you're looking for is a DHT inhibitor, and that's what finasteride does. Is it's a type 1 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, which is then converted, like 5-alpha reductase type 1, type 2 is converted into DHT in the body, which and that's what causes the follicles that are sensitive to DHT to start losing over time. So, and what I think there is, I think there's a connection between that and HGH. So it's like as you hit 25, your HGH levels start going down, and so you're not, like, your scalpel's not recovering as it did when you were younger, and so the DHT is doing more and more damage than it did when you were like 18, 17, 16. So that's just my theory, but yeah.
No, that's fair. I mean, yeah, you really got to look out for that. Garza was saying, still upset how they did Liv and Beck here, their build up just to have a match for 7 minutes. Liv has a title and no feuds till now. Steph is back. What might have happened with a situation like that is I think Liv might have been going and hurt, and they had to keep the match short. Or maybe she was tender, from a previous physical weekend. And that's the thing, too, is doing those Raws so close to a big event, because they go all out for these big events, is you risk injuring them. That's why I can understand why they had to do a short match. It kind of... You can't go crazy like that, especially with Vakera. She's a pit bull.
Right, which is why I think it would be better off to have Vakera and Becky having their own feud away from Liv. Like,
right.
They do their own thing. Liv is dealing with her own thing. Maybe it could be like Roxanne wins the Money in the Bank, and then that creates a thing. Is like, is Roxanne gonna cash in on Liv? And then Liv is like, trying to, like, hey, you're not gonna cash in on me, right? It's like, no, I promise. So God forbid if anything happens, I'll give you the Money in the Bank. Or because I was actually looking into the rules a bit, you can't just like surrender it to